Hi guys, welcome to Learn Tech from Zero. Today we will be covering further CCNA topic. Today's topic will be endpoints. The endpoints are basically just end devices, like for example a computer and a mobile phone, anything that a user uses to access the internet. So they if you're new to IT, or if you're new to CCNA, or if you're interested in IT, or even if you're scared about technology, like if you think that the technology is just something that will go above your head, it's not something that you can catch up. It's not entirely true, because they might have fancy names and stuff like that, but if you just spend time and if you understand the foundation of anything, you can pick it up. So if you want to learn IT, foundation is very important. So you need to learn all the how devices communicate with each other and stuff like that, and how what kind of devices we have, how they communicate, and the difference between the devices and etc. You can This is where you can learn the foundation, and this is where you basically begin your IT career. It's not always difficult, it's just there is so much to learn in IT, but if you have a really strong foundation, you can go into any IT field. So a strong foundation is very important. So let's just start endpoints. So what are endpoints? We have already covered those topics, so if you have missed out or if you're interested, you can go and watch our other videos. All right, let's start with endpoints. So endpoints and devices that connect to the network, they are the source of destination of network communication. Without endpoints, the network has nothing to carry. Switches, routers, access points only move data between endpoints. So endpoints in simple term is basically end devices that connect to the network. So end devices could be, let's just say, end devices could be a printer, computer, a mobile phone, a server PC, like a computer is another. And when we say computer, it's basically a using user operating system. Let's say Windows 10, 11. When we say a server, it's running a server operating system. Let's say Windows Server 2022, etc., or Linux Server, etc. And then other type of tablet is other type of endpoint is tablet. So anything that a human uses to send and receive information through the internet are called endpoints. So today's topic is very simple, so we will try to finish it very quickly. So example of endpoints are user devices like PC, laptop, tablet, smartphones. IoT devices. So IoT devices means Internet of Things devices. The devices that you don't control, so they have specific functions. So they normally communicate using internet, like Wi-Fi or wired internet, or they also communicate using another form of internet, like a very weak internet is called a Zigbee connection. So the endpoints are basically the things that we use on a daily basis. IoT, smart devices like CCTV cameras, smart speakers like Alexa, Google Home, uh, automatic door sensors, thermostat to control temperature, to increase the heat, or basically turn the AC on, control the temperature, etc. And then servers like computers, like Windows Linux server in a data center, virtual servers like we have already covered virtualization, so you can learn about virtualization and virtual server, how to create a virtual machine using Hyper-V. We have already covered, so you can learn. So endpoints are basically just devices that connect to the internet, so that the information between different devices can um, happen. So when you send a message from your mobile phone is an endpoint. And then when your friend receives an email from you, so he received the email um, on an endpoint, so he's got an endpoint. That's it. So I've explained what are IoT devices. So people who are new to IT, they can learn what IoT devices are. So Internet of Things. IoT devices are smart devices that connect to a network using Wi-Fi, Ethernet, Bluetooth, Zigbee, or 4G or 5G connection. So I think you are already familiar with this technology. We don't need to go too much in details. You just need to know what IoT devices are. They're normally something that functions automatically, something that you don't have to sit in front and use it. So they have their dedicated features or functionality. So they have sensors to collect data and actuators. I actually forgot the spelling.
Actuators.
Yeah, so actuators. All right. So they have sensors to collect data and actuators to perform actions and communicate. This is not something that you need to know. I always cover extra information, or I always provide extra information. I always provide extra definition to a lot of things so that if you're new to IT, you can just understand those topics. But in general, endpoints is very it's a very simple topic. It's just the end devices, and I've just provided a bit more information just to give you a good understanding of the technology if you're new to it. How endpoints connect to network? They normally connect. You can you so any you basically connect to internet using wire, so Ethernet cable, and Ethernet cable directly to a switch port. So your router, when you for example, if you're using a cable from your router, it's connected to a port, and within a router it has switch port. So if you don't know what we are talking about, just go and watch other videos like layer 2, layer 3 switches or routers to understand. And then wireless, so Wi-Fi access points, we have already covered access points, so make sure you watch them. So it's just like any other normal devices. You can actually access internet using Ethernet cable or Wi-Fi. How endpoints are identified: MAC addresses and IP addresses. So MAC addresses um, is a physical address. So, for example, your phone has a MAC address. So that basically MAC addresses, uh, they normally communicate within a LAN. So you need to understand what a LAN is. If you start with today's topic, it might be a bit tricky for you. So you have to watch our other videos to pick up everything that I say. So, for example, MAC address, they normally communicate using MAC address within a LAN. When you are communicating, you need to understand what a LAN and WAN is. I'm going to keep repeating myself, otherwise you will not understand networking. So LAN is a private area. Anything before the router is a LAN. So if you are at home, if you are sending a message, let's say you are sending a message to your dad, your father. Let's say you send a WhatsApp message to your father, and so it doesn't use an IP address, because if you guys both are at home and if you are using the same internet, you guys will be communicating using MAC addresses. And every device that has internet, they have MAC addresses. MAC address is required for communication. So this is a physical address which is built into any devices that has that access internet. IP address is something for communicating with different outside LAN. So, for example, if your dad is not home and you send a WhatsApp message, and let's say he's at work, that message goes through the router to his work router, and then this is how he gets the message. So this communication happens using IP address. When you communicate with a LAN, a private area, you are connected to the same internet, you communicate using MAC address. If you're communicating outside the LAN, we call it WAN, or so so basically external networks, you communicate using IP address. Where to find MAC address? A MAC address is a hardware address burned into the network interface card. So any device that has that can access Wi-Fi or internet, normally you you get the internet using a dedicated part of the device called in network interface card. So network interface card has a MAC address. So key CCNA point, MAC address basically the network interface card. It can appear on the device label as well, so it doesn't always inside the device. Sometimes you can find your MAC address on the back of your phone or back of your laptop. Endpoint roles, very simple. They are the source of the traffic and the destination of the traffic. What it means is when you are sending a message from your mobile phone, you are the source of the traffic. You just send a message. A message is a traffic, a packet, information. So you are the source. When your friend or your dad receives it, that's the destination. So source and destination, very simple. Endpoint security. So endpoints are the weakest link in a network. A network means devices that are connected together to communicate with each other. And endpoints, basically your mobile phones, laptops, servers, they're the weakest link because you can click on phishing emails. You can install a malware, a software that can infect your devices. People can get unauthorized access to your computer or mobile phone. So that's why it's the weakest link in the network. And normally we provide security using antivirus. Or antivirus is you should know Norton antivirus. They normally scan and find vulnerabilities. Or endpoint detection and response. So it's more powerful than antivirus. It's another form of software which does more than antivirus. This is something that we don't need to go too much in details right now. And then you can use strong passwords, certificates, digital certificates, or 802.1x technology that we will cover later on. Regular patching. Patching means updating your software or any updates that you receive. So regular patching and updates. Why Cisco put this in the exam? Why is it's a separate topic in the exam? They just want you to know what endpoints are. So when we say endpoint, it could be a mobile phone, a laptop, a printer, or a server, etc. So if they ask you what is an endpoint, and they give you an option like switch, router, phone, smartphone, printer, the answer will be laptop, smartphone, printer, IP phone, server. Those are endpoints. Which are what? Switch, router, firewall, access point, these are not endpoints. They normally facilitate the communication between endpoints. So endpoint, again, I'm just going to explain it to you. Endpoint is something where a user uses to communicate with someone else or to request data. CCNA exam takeaway: endpoints and devices on the network. So these are the end devices. So nothing is after. So there is nothing after your phone. Your phone is connected to um, a router. A router is connected to the internet provider. The internet provider is connected to other networks. So your phone endpoint is the end device on that network. Example: PCs, laptop, server, printers, etc. IoT devices connected via physical cable, RJ45, or wireless Wi-Fi, identified by MAC address or IP address, so layer 2 or layer 3. If you don't know what layer 2 and layer 3 is, then watch other videos. Layer 2 and layer 3 switches. And need security because they are the main targets. So that's it. We will not try to make it any longer. So endpoints is a very simple topic. You can go to our website and learn more about endpoints. And if you have any questions, you can leave a comment. And you can also go to our website and contact us using the contact form. Thank you for your time, and I will come back with the next video, which will be about as we will be finishing 1.1 soon, and we'll be starting 1.2. But the next video will be about servers. So stay tuned, and I'll get back to you in a day or two. Thank you.